Hello and welcome to another episode of my Beginner's Guide to Evernote 10. And this week we're looking at shortcuts, how you can get your notes, your tags, or your notebooks into shortcuts. Plus, there's a little bonus tip for you right at the very end. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to say if you do get any value from this video, then please help me by clicking on that like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you want to get all the latest tips, tricks and news on using Evernote 10, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let me take you into my demo account now, and I will show you how you can get the most out of Evernote shortcuts. Okay, so here we are in my full notes list. This is all my notes, so they're all in here. And again, just to keep you remember, this is my demo account. So this is actually my demo account. So this is going to be quite bare. But what I want to do in this week's episode is I want to show you about this. I want to explain about this little button right here. So we have Todoist Home, which is here. And you can actually customize this if you have the paid version. So if I click on customize, it's going to say I do it because I have to. But what you can do when you have the customized, and I will go into this when I show you what's available in the pro version. But what you'll notice right here is if you have the premium account, you can add the shortcuts widget, which can be really, really helpful, because when you open up Todoist in the morning, what will happen is you can come straight into this area. So that can be really helpful. So let's go back though into my main account right here. And what we want to do is we want to get notes into my shortcuts. So I'm going to go into my notes here. There are several ways in here. Now, the first thing you need to understand is you can put notebooks, tags, or notes into your shortcuts. Now, in a future episode, I'm going to talk to you about a note that we call the anchor note. Now, something like your anchor note would go into shortcuts, but that is for a future episode. What I want to do is I want to get you familiar with keeping notes in your shortcuts. Now, right here, we've got a single note. I can go to the three dots up in the top right-hand corner there, and I can add to shortcuts. So I'm going to add that to shortcuts, and that's done. You'll see now that my shortcuts has opened up and I've got this meeting note there. That is now pinned to the top of my sidebar. It also means it's going to be incredibly easy to get to this note using a mobile device like my phone or my iPad. But let's go into our notebooks here. Let's say that my most important notebook is my productivity notebook. So I'm going to write here. What we want to do is we're going to go into notebooks, and we can now, again, we can go to the side and the three dots there, and it'll say add to shortcuts. So let's add that one to my shortcuts. So now I have a single note in my shortcuts. I can click on that, go straight to it. I've got a notebook, so it'll give me everything that's in that notebook. And now I can also go to my tags here, and I can actually say, I'm going to do my blogs. So I can click on the blogs here. And again, what I can do from my tags, again, we have to go into tags, I should say. We go into tags, we go into blog. You see the three dots there, add to shortcuts, and we go add to shortcuts. So what you're really looking for is the three dots in the various windows. So if I close out here, I've got, we can go into here. We've got three shortcuts now. I've got my blog, so I click on that and it will take me to the note. I've got my notebook, which is project, a notebook, so it's my productivity, and I've got a single note, which will just open up the single note. Now you can put anything in here. Now, one of the best things you can put in here is actually like a note that you might be working on. So let's just say, for example, that I have a project note that I'm working on a project this week. I will pin that to my shortcuts so that I have quick access to it whenever I open up Evernote. Once I've finished with that project, I can remove it. And you can remove it simply by going to the side. You'll see there's a cross button, and you just remove the the note from shortcuts. Now, the key with shortcuts is to keep them meaningful. Don't go crazy and just basically add everything in there, because then it just kind of misses the point. What you want to be doing is only adding notebooks or tags or notes that actually are some things that you will go to frequently. You don't want to be adding everything in there. In the future episode, in fact, actually next episode, we're going to be doing search. And actually, one of the things that you can do is search. I think if you have the, so I've got one here, add the filter, James Bond books. And then maybe if I remember, no, I can save the search. So click save and name the search. So I can save James Bond. And this is something that you really want to be. So I'm going to save that as James Bond. And now if you look here, add this save search to shortcut. So I can click that and I can save. And effectively what I've done is I've now created what I call a smart shortcut, because anything I now collect that's James Bond, anything in the future will get added to this shortcut. So there's another one that you can use. You can save your searches directly in shortcuts, but I'm going to cover that in a little bit more detail next week. What I really want you to do this week is just have a go at setting up a few searches with your notes. Make sure you've got the most important notes in there. And as I say, I've got a few little extras that I'm going to add toward the end of this series, which will really help you to get the most out of Evernote in a way, a really simple structure. But that, I'm afraid, is for a future episode. So hopefully that has given you a few ideas of what you can do with your shortcuts, and hopefully you can now have a play around with that. Thank you very much for watching this episode, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week.